High in the shattered spine of the Velthar Mountains, beneath a storm-torn sky, two silhouettes clashed beneath roaring thunder. Zelora, flame-bound empress, and Naasha, the illusory warden of Stormlight. Their swords met like ancient gods arguing through steel, each strike detonating with the sound of cracking earth and roaring fire. Zelora's curved blade screamed through the air, a comet of fury, and slashed down the center of Naasha's chest, but the body flickered, vanishing into mist.
Too slow.
Came a voice like silk spun with thunder from behind. Naasha's blade slid through the back of Zelora's skull, only for her victim to shatter into glowing embers, and after each, alive. The wind carried Zelora's laughter, eerie and echoing through the crowds.
Try harder.
She raised her blade high, flames spiraling up the metal like living serpents. With a shrieked incantation, she lashed out, a flaming whip blade arcing toward Naasha in a wave of liquid fire. Naasha met it with calm elegance. Her blade hummed with power as it caught the fire, redirecting the raging inferno like a lightning rod to a grounded tower. But Zelora twisted, slicing through the flame itself, flipping her sword, and batted the fire's remnants backward, a scorching disc of heat aimed like a discus at her opponent. Too late. Naasha was already behind her. A burning gash tore across Naasha's shoulder, but it wasn't Naasha. The wound shimmered and vanished. Another illusion. Then came pain. 7 slashes. 6 stabs. Fast, vicious, surgical. Zelora dropped to one knee, bleeding crimson onto the stone. In front of her, the real Naasha stepped forward, face calm, blade dripping.
You always mistake fire for truth.
Naasha whispered. Zelora's voice cracked, lips bloody.
And you always mistake illusions for victory.
She screamed a spell.
Sana Viro.
Golden light burst from her hands, flooding her wounds with molten healing. Her skin knitted, bones fused, eyes flared with new fury. Naasha's face twisted.
You dare!
She unleashed her rage, a flurry of sword strikes, her speed breaking the sound barrier, each movement echoed by lightning strikes raining from the skies, lighting up the world like a battlefield of gods. Zelora didn't flinch. She called to the flame, again, again. Her blade became a beacon of inferno, every slash painting fire into the air, until a towering wall of flame encased her like a fortress of living magma. Then, silence. From within the fire, Zelora whispered something dark and ancient. The wall rippled, then burst outward. A fire serpent emerged, massive, bladed, screaming. A draconic titan forged of fire and blade, its molten eyes locked onto Naasha, its sword coiled and hunted, not fooled by illusions. Naasha blinked once, too late. The serpent crashed through her illusions like a divine beast of vengeance. It coiled around her, jaws opening, engulfing her in an apocalyptic eruption of fire and blade. Zelora breathed. Her flame dimmed. No. The air fractured, like glass. The entire battlefield, the serpent, the firestorm, the mountain itself, shattered. Zelora gasped as the sky fell away. She stood alone in the true world. Floating above her, surrounded by rings of divine lightning, Naasha emerged, untouched, unbent, wrath incarnate.
You never left my illusion.
She whispered. Then she called down the storm. One colossal bolt, the size of a cathedral, roared from the heavens and converged into a needlepoint of annihilation. It struck with the fury of the stars. Boom! Stone evaporated. The mountain screamed. But then, steel. Zelora, half dead, emerged behind Naasha, swinging. Clang! Naasha turned and caught the blade with divine precision, but not before it scraped deep across her back. Zelora coughed blood, a fatal wound yawning across her side. Heal, flash step, heal, blink, slash. But every time she swung, she struck nothing. Phantoms, Ghosts, illusions. Naasha was everywhere and nowhere. The wounds stacked. Her breath grew shallow. She tried to cast heal, but a precise jab pierced her vocal cords. She fell to her knees, gasping in silence. Naasha walked forward, slow, calm.
This is how fire dies, choked, smothered, lost in smoke.
Slash, cut. Zelora blocked, clanged, dodged. But her strength waned. The fire dimmed. Then, lightning screamed again. Naasha caught it with her bare hand, feeding it into her blade. She hurled the weapon like a thunderbolt. Zelora blinked sideways. But it blinked too, straight through her back, pierced her heart. She staggered, eyes wide. The fire in her heart flared. Once more, Zelora screamed wordlessly, her entire body igniting, becoming a vessel of living flame. Her final card, her soul consumed itself, drawing on the deepest fire, the sun fire core. Naasha raised her blade, but the air rippled. Naasha blinked. The sky around her burned. An exploding sun bloomed in the illusionary realm Zelora created. A miniature nova, blistering with godlike heat, engulfing all light, all shadow, all illusion. Naasha summoned walls of celestial lightning. Vain. They crumbled. She cast escape runes, too slow. The exploding sun devoured everything. Illusions melted, armor boiled, skin flaked. And Naasha, the true one, screamed as her very soul turned to ash. Silence. Wind howled across the ruined summit of Velthar. The sky was clear. Amid the scorched earth and broken stone, Zelora stood, her body cracked and glowing with embers, her sword impaled into the ground. The mountain bore her victory, scarred, scorched, sacred. She collapsed to her knees, staring into the sunrise.
I win.
She whispered, voice like ash. Then the flame finally died, and legend was born.